And welcome to Queenshipt Live, where we walk with you on your transformative. Matter of fact, where we speak to women, where we speak to ladies who are beautiful on the inside and out, walking with you on your transformative journey to your highest self. And good day. Now, I am 1,000% sure that you guys don't want to see you born work. However, I sat down with my board and ChatGPT is my board. I set up a prompt where I have all the board members of my private conglomerate, my private media conglomerate, and I got a hold of the qualifications, duties, roles, and responsibilities as for each individual executive, a director, and then I made a mastermind or a board of directors in ChatGPT so that I have some type of support because I'm a visionary. A lot of ideas that I have are intuitive based off of what I learn about myself. So I know I'm a leader, I'm a visionary, I'm an artist, I'm a creative. I am multi-passionate, multi-talented, and I have many interests. I don't I lack structure, but I have great ideas. So I put together a board of directors. And we had a little meeting today. And I directed my question to my CMO because I'm looking at my numbers for my followers and I'm been at 500 or it's like 542 followers. And it's not a real business until it's 10K. It's not a real business on social media until it hits 10K. I'm still in my hundreds. So I'm like, okay, how do we pick up these numbers? And it was basically saying that, oh, I need to connect more with my audience. I said, okay, this is where I get the most traffic, and this is specifically Instagram. Whatever footage I get from her, I edit it, chop it up, put it on Instagram. So because it's easier for me, there's a lot going on my computer, and I don't have the patience or time to be dealing with that. So all the space on my computer. So I used to just record on my phone, upload it to my computer, and then edit like that. But I find it easier to go live, record my screen, and then edit like that. I can send 2-minute clips to my phone and edit it on edits. That's for I think is another app that Meta has. It's easier for me to do it that way instead of doing all this stuff. And yeah, I do what's easy right now. I do what's convenient and effective. What stood out to me was that they said I need to document, I need to connect, and my posts may be because I don't get that many people engaging with my content. I have the same 2 people that like it. I don't really get that many comments. So I'm like, okay, we need to find a solution. This was the solution to document, but the process to building from the ground up is very boring, it's tedious. Literally, it's a lot of reading, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of strategizing. Like I said, I'm having a meeting with ChatGPT I formulated a board of directors with my CMO. Now, before, I didn't know that there was a difference between, I didn't know that there was much of a difference. So the governance structure is different depending on what type of company you're running. I only want a private company. If I ever, win, and anytime I come up with a business idea, all my businesses are private because I don't want the government intervening in my motion. I don't need the government intervening in my motion. Yes, I still have to follow regulations and laws and whatnot. But when it comes to the core of my business, they have no say so. When it comes to how I run it, structure and all that type of stuff, they have no say so. But I still have to follow laws and rules. So I don't even think the CMO is in here. It just, I see the CEO. Okay, well, chairperson. It's not letting me see the full thing, but right now, yeah, and that's what I'm doing. Oh, so because I don't get that many views on YouTube, I'm okay. And a certain person doesn't view my content on YouTube, I would know if they did. They stay watching my main page on Instagram, so I can say where I'm at right now on her, because by the time anybody really sees these videos, it'll be too late. So I'm putting together a pitch. I think I said I'm trying to move out, trying to get another job. I already emailed or I sent my application for a new job. They haven't gotten back. They kind of act a bit slow. I would know because this is not my first time applying, putting my name forward in this workforce development, and I never got an email from them. And I feel like I have to put in a lot of effort to reach out and hold them accountable and all this type of stuff, and maybe call or whatever. I don't know. Maybe go up there when I find time. Go up there and yeah, arrange a meeting or look for jobs. Go up there and looking for jobs and be active at that place. Cause I would do anything to get out of him, honestly. And then for my uh, housing corporation to find a place to stay, all I have to do is print out my pay stubs. And then the last thing is the BEDC, Bermuda Economic Development Corporation or company. I'm putting together a pitch because I feel like if you were to see how far I've came, I had a whole bond of ideas. And then I'm like, I only came up with this plan so that I can give it to somebody else to do, because what I really want to do is create. I don't want to worry about building up a business or an empire from the ground up. Literally, that will require so much of me. All I want to do is focus on creating. I give that business idea to the right person and they started right away. So I got to focus on Queenshipt. I get to focus on Lioness Dynasty. Lioness Dynasty is the parent company of Queenshipt and Kingship. Kingship and Queenship is the subsidiaries of Lioness Dynasty. That is where I'm starting off, having that in the back of my mind. This is where I'm going, this is where I'm heading, this is why, this is what it's for, this is what I'm going to be doing. Because I need to set up a system, I need to set up a structure so that I can just create freely. You know, one thing that plagues artists is that there's no machine behind it. They have to do the most. My mama sent me a newspaper article of they're looking for artists to paint bus stops, culturally, cultural paintings, cultural murals in bus stops. Great opportunity. The thing is, I mean, you know, you can build up your portfolio and all that type of stuff. It's cool. That's good, especially if you are an established artist or looking to become one. The thing is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure how true this is, but as far as I'm concerned, the community does not respect or appreciate artists enough. I swear, before I started getting into the entertainment industry in Bermuda, going to is basically like the underground. I would have never known that there's so much pure talent here. Because Bermudians are lazy, there's no talent here, da 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 da. You don't want to be a struggling artist. If you're an artist, you're not making that much money, or whatever the case may be. There's not that many people at art shows. Maybe concerts or musicians here get the most traction, and that's not even because say the biggest artist on island performed at this place, he came out and it was dead silent. That's how we show our love to artists, performing artists, fine art, and all that type of stuff. We don't have that much respect or appreciation for artists here. No, I started talking about this because saying that to say they use artists, but they don't really have a platform for artists. They don't. You, I'm not even sure if you see the faces of the artists unless you just know them, maybe. Because I have the news. I have both the news and the art gallery on social media, and I'm not even sure if a lot of the artists who do these murals are acknowledged, put on the forefront. Do people even know who do these murals? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and I think that I'm well informed enough about the art community. You don't really. I was surprised to know who did one of the murals. I actually know the artist, or I know of him. Surprised to know who it was. Why don't they have this? But Lioness Dynasty fixes all of that. We give them a platform. We acknowledge them. We shout them out. We highlight their portfolio. We don't make it so difficult to become established, because really to become established is to be seen, to be consistent, and to be seen. And in order to be consistent, you have to have the materials. In order to get the materials, you need the money. Artists seem to pay more than they receive. It's more going out than it is coming in. But I'm not sure how much to get from these murals and whatnot. It would have to be a pretty penny, right? It says that it's a um, 3 year commitment to paint these murals. There's only one artist that I know of that traveled for her work. I'm not too sure why she traveled. I'm not sure if it was to do a mural in a different country. But there's only one that I know of. There's probably more, doing more. Jabari is doing big things. He got acknowledged and put on by a hotel and Masterworks. The Lauren and Masterworks. And his work was showcased at social the social art gallery and the national art gallery. He made a name for himself, and I think he was featured in a music video or something like that. I mean, you have Bermudian artists being played on music, but being played on the radio. But I think you have to go out and do that for yourself. It's not like they reach out to you. Maybe they might. You have to reach out to them. I could be wrong. Somebody come into the comments and let me know. Put me on game. I could be completely wrong. But all that to say it, I'm building the machine. People can find you, see your work, and all you have to do is focus on creating. No, I don't want it to be like Creative WM, where you just create an account and people have to go to the site to see you and all that stuff and stuff. I don't know. I want it to be different, where maybe there's a notification. Oh, you're being featured at this place. So they don't have to look for you. You're front and center. The investors, art lovers, art enthusiasts, they get notified wherever you are, whether you're in the underground or whether it's underground or above ground, whether it's away or local. But this is just ideas that I'm putting out there. Something that I'm working on, currently working on. That's why I don't really like talking about stuff like this. But obviously, I'm been sitting on it for a while. And yeah, this is something that I'm building out. And I'm working so I can get the money. Like I said, trying to move, get another job, and all this type of stuff. So there's just a lot going on behind the scenes that will help me to um, built this out. A little boring uh, documentation of what I'm doing, what's going on behind the scenes, and how I'm doing it. Luckily, I um, am building this out in the age of information, the age of technology, and I'm also in school. Um, and I didn't know how difficult it was because I'm trying to make a certain amount a week. I literally have to trade my time. I trade my time for income, and by the time I got here, I'm exhausted. I'm tired, and then the monthly cycles don't help because when I'm up, I feel like it's so temporary. Like, dang, why couldn't this last all week? Why couldn't this last for another 2-3 weeks? I need to be up for another. I can't just keep going because I'll get burnt out. I'll get burnt out, and then I'll just hate everything. I'm gonna just hate everything. Yell at myself. I end up yelling at myself for working myself too hard. But there's money in the account. You know, I'm trying to put more money in the account. I'm trying to do right by myself. Y'all need fashion and all that stuff. And then ChatGPT has been helping me so I would draw something and then it would critique me and then I just fix it according to the critique. And it has helped improve my work so much. Like, it's so crazy. Literally step by step. And I would take a picture of where I'm at and it would tell me where I need to fix it and all this type of stuff. This is one of my pieces. So I was really on my mind. I was really thinking about this bell bottom spandex, like a loose fitted, modest comfort. I've been designing so much. I have this one dress that I need to design, but I actually need to change how she's positioned so that it makes it easier to do. Because Hardy dress is set up. Her 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 legs will need to be positioned differently to get the full composition of the dress. I made a big, and I want to make that one because I have the materials for it. Because bags are just made out of canvas, right? And I have a canvas that I was just gonna paint over the work, but I didn't know what I was gonna paint. I'm not sure if you can hear me because it's a bit loud. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Just trying to master my craft. Coming up with my pitch. But before I make the pitch, I have to make clear my plan because, like I said, my business ideas are intuitive. They come to me and I have to make sense of them. The old is just abstract, and then I feed it into ChatGPT and tell it, can you say this back to me, but in a way where it makes sense, clear, concise. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. A holding company, a holding company. Because if I want these subsidiaries, if I want Queenshipt to be a subsidiary, that means the business that I'm working on, my main focus right now, Lioness Dynasty, would be a holding company. That makes a lot of sense. Now I have to come up with my who's gonna be on my board. It has to be a CMO. It has to be a CTO. Everybody else is important. I'm not too sure about CFO right now, but I still need a CCE and that CFO. And I don't want to be a CEO. I don't want to be a CEO. I kind of want to take a step back. I want to be able to take a step back and allow my business to run itself. You know, without me there. Like I said, all I want to do is create. You know, I don't want to be on the board. I feel like I have to be here, but I don't want to have to be there. But I don't want to be that person that gets kicked or what was it? Steve Jobs syndrome. I don't want that to happen. Like, how could they decide to kick you off the board? How can I even prevent that from happening? Honestly, I built this company from the ground up. Ain't gonna kick the founder? Like what? What? Crazy. So yeah, we're changing up the strategy, starting with documentation. I'm always writing. I'm always doing stuff. I'm also writing a book that I have a lot of ideas for. This is talks about what's on this page is just the executive officers and board of directors list and problems my business is gonna solve, like money laundering. There's a lot of great artists out there, and not enough get recognized for what they do. And then I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong artist, but then you have artists that don't really they do art for aesthetic purposes, and yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but that's not what I'm looking for in an artist. I want your work to have meaning. I want you to be able to explore the depths of yourself and express that on a canvas or any medium that calls to you. I want you to pour out your heart, your soul into your work and completely and utterly give yourself to a higher source so that you can achieve fulfillment in your life, extreme joy, to reach true bliss, sober bliss through creation. through exploring your gifts, your talents that you were born with, that you were gifted at birth. This talent chose you. You have to choose it. I understand society, how society is structured. You have to work. You have to trade your time for money. You have to make money. In order to survive, you gotta make money. Or live off grid or something like that. You know how to fend for yourself, build your own home and grow your own food, network, build your own city or something, build your own economy, off grid. Whatever you need to do in order to return back to yourself, your true nature, your light, and share that light. Because what art is missing these days is substance. It don't make you think, it don't make you feel, it don't make you wonder. It doesn't change your perspective on anything. It doesn't challenge your beliefs, your core beliefs. It's not profound. We still have some profound artists. You have some profound artists living and breathing today. But virality doesn't mean substance, doesn't mean meaningful, doesn't mean impactful. Just because something goes viral doesn't mean it was impactful in any type of way, shape, or form. It was just aesthetically pleasing. Oh, I didn't have to think about it. I just liked it. That's why some people like certain music over others. It doesn't make me think. I don't want to have to think. mm. we don't we don't do that ever. We don't do that ever. Maybe we need a selection process or application or invite only type of thing. Yeah, hand selected, hand picked and chosen. But who knows? This is just the beginning. And that is all for my little documentation of guess who? My little documentation of what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, a little BTS of Queen. What's going on with Lioness Dynasty? What's going on in my real life? And yeah, and I'll be speaking to you guys another time. Peace.